Right now, you are going blind hundreds of times an hour, and your brain is covering up the crime so smoothly you have never once caught it. You think it's blinking. It isn't. Close your eyes to blink, and yes, the lights go out. But that's obvious. That's you doing it on purpose. This blindness is different. This one happens with your eyes wide open, locked on this exact screen in full daylight while you're absolutely certain you can see. That's what makes it strange. You are staring straight ahead and the picture is gone, and you feel nothing. Add it all up across a single day, and the number gets uncomfortable. Roughly 40 minutes. 40 minutes of every waking day, you are seeing absolutely nothing at all. Not dim, not blurry, nothing. 40 minutes you would swear you spent looking at the world, and your eyes were switched off for every second of it. So where does the time go? Sit with that for a moment, because your brain really does not want you to. Here's what's happening right now, as you read this. Your eyes are not gliding across these words. They can't. Instead, they're jumping, snapping from spot to spot 3-4 times every second, tiny violent flicks that never stop. You feel like you're smoothly scanning the line. You're not. You're leaping across it in a series of hard jerks, and the reading feels calm only because you're never allowed to feel the jerks. Those jumps have a name. Saccades. And here's the wild part. A saccade is the fastest movement your entire body can make. Faster than a punch, faster than a flinch. Your eyeball whips across its socket at speeds nothing else you own can match, hundreds of thousands of times a day, and you have never sensed a single one. Now think about what should happen during a movement that fast. Point a camera at a room and whip it sideways as hard as you can. What do you get? A smear, a streaked, useless blur of nothing. Your eyes are cameras, and they whip like that 3 times a second. By every law of optics, your whole life should be drowning in blur, a constant nauseating smear between every glance. But you never see the smear, not once, not ever. You've been alive for however many years, and you have never in your entire life seen the world streak as your eyes moved. So where does it go? Your brain has a secret switch, and it's flipping it off behind your back. Here's the trick, and once you know it, you can never unknow it. Every single time your eyes launch into a jump, your brain shuts your vision off, cuts the feed. For a split second in every leap, you are functionally blind. The picture is killed at the source before the blur can ever reach you. Then, the truly unsettling part. Your brain reaches back and deletes the gap from your memory so you don't even remember going dark. Scientists call it saccadic suppression. Your brain suppresses the sight of your own moving eyes, then covers its tracks. This isn't a hunch. 2 vision scientists, David Burr and Conchetta Moroney, spent decades chasing this exact thing, flashing images at people in the precise millisecond their eyes jumped, measuring what vanished and what survived. What they found over and over is that your brain isn't passively receiving the world. It's actively editing it, cutting frames in real time, deciding what reaches you and what gets quietly binned. And you don't have to take their word for it. You can catch your brain doing it in the next 60 seconds, with nothing but a mirror. Go find one. Get close. Look straight into your own left eye. Now flick your gaze over to your right eye, back to the left. Right again. Watch as carefully as you possibly can. You will never, and I mean never, catch your eyes in the act of moving. You'll see them at the left, you'll see them at the right. The trip in between? Gone. Erased. It doesn't matter how hard you focus or how many times you try. The motion is deleted before it can reach you. Now here's where it gets genuinely eerie. Stand a friend next to you and have them watch your eyes do the same thing. They see it instantly. Your eyes darting back and forth, plain as day, obvious. 2 people looking at the exact same eyeballs. One sees the movement, one sees nothing. The only difference is which brain is doing the editing. Your brain hid the movement from you, and only you. Everyone else in the room got the uncut footage, but hiding the blur is only half the job. Think about it. If your brain switches vision off, there's now a hole, a little missing chunk of time where nothing was recorded, a gap in your timeline. And a gap is a problem, because the moment you sense a gap, you'd notice the blindness. So how does your brain hide a missing piece of time? It fakes the time. It fills in the hole with something you never actually saw. You've felt this one and never questioned it. Glance quickly at a ticking clock, the old kind with a second hand. Watch what the first second does. It hangs there. It seems frozen, stretched, too long, like that one tick lasts longer than all the others. You've seen it 100 times and assumed the clock hiccuped. The clock is fine. What happened is that your eyes jumped to the clock, your vision blinked off during the leap, and to patch the blind gap, your brain grabbed the first still image it landed on, the second hand parked in place, and smeared that frozen picture backward in time to paper over the hole. It literally invents a stretched extra sliver of a second that never happened, just to keep your experience seamless. There's even a name for it. The stopped clock illusion. So let's be honest about what that means. The present moment you feel yourself living in right now, this smooth, continuous live stream of reality, is none of those things. It's stitched together. It's assembled from fragments, with the blind bits cut out, the blurs deleted, the gaps backfilled with invented time, and the whole thing handed to you on a slight delay so it has time to be edited before you ever experience it. That's the twist. You are not watching reality. You never were. You're watching your brain's edit of reality, a highlight reel, cleaned up and pre-approved, with an editor you never hired deciding hundreds of times an hour which frames you're allowed to keep and which ones quietly disappear. You feel like a witness at a window. You're really an audience at a screening, watching a film of a life that already happened a heartbeat ago, and applauding it as if it were live. So the next time you're absolutely certain. The next time you say, "I saw it with my own eyes," remember what those eyes actually did. They went dark hundreds of times in that hour. They handed the footage to an editor you never hired, who cut out the parts you didn't need to see and never once asked your permission. Here's the question that should keep you up tonight. If your brain edits out the blur and the blindness without telling you, what else is it deleting that you'll never know is gone?